I don't have much time, so I'll try to speed up as much as possible. And I'm sketching the typical organic form like this. There we go. The idea is this, the thickness is this, it throws over, it goes up, and it does this. And this is the same. The section would be this. So this is the bottom part, and that's the not visible one. There could be a double line here. There could be a double line here as well. Control T, I'm gonna move it up. I'm imagining these maybe coming out like this. And I'll do this made with wood. Great. Light is coming from the top, so I'll sketch a nice oval under the object that will be the shadow. Little bit of parallel lines. Okay, I'm gonna erase here just to clean it up a little bit. I can always double the layer so it becomes more visible, maybe 3 times. Shift, merge layers, Control T, now I can put it anywhere. Okay, I can always add one line here if I believe this should be more comfortable. So the idea is that it rolls down, it does this and this. Same problem here, it does this and this. So I have to change here the section, getting rid of that. Refining my line drawing real quick. Okay, I'm gonna take advantage of the color of the paper. So new layer, path, new path. So I try to select all the upper part here in the combine shapes mode. There we go. I am going to show you a little trick that I can attempt. Because I have the green background, I could do with this selection Control C, Control V. So I get this. It's a copy of that green on top. Image adjustments, hue and saturation, make it lighter. Something that I can do now is click Control on that layer, take the brush, click on this green, darken it up, I'm imagining the light source coming from the top of the object because check the shadow. According to that section, this has to be darker and this has to be darker too. And probably this also gets darker. The whole side here is expected to be we have to move this up. I'm gonna keep giving some form to this object. I'm doing just airbrush on the contour. And the same thing has to happen here. Maybe more intense here because it's facing down. Okay. Now I take I'm going to take the paths again and I'm going to select the inner part outside the thickness in the combine shapes mode. Turn it down. Add some feather, and now I can refine it. Actually, the feather could be a little higher, like 3, and keep adding a little bit of value here. Okay, I think it works. And then I do select inverse. I'm going to fix this part here. And I'm gonna click I can just complete it. So I take the warm green, make it a little lighter. And now I could just freehand. No, actually, let's do it another way. So we explore another way. New path. I'm gonna sketch a nice line here. There is a little radius. That's what I'm trying to bring out, and I'm going to use the paths. So I show you another little trick for doing this. So I've done a path. Exit the path, go back to the path. I'm gonna make a new one. I'm always on the same path, but I'm adding a new line. And this is going to become the little fillet. I have to be in the combine shapes mode. Great. Exit, back. Great. So now I'm making a new path on top. Take the brush, alt click on this green, make it lighter so I go up on the palette. I test what would be a good size for it. I think this could be okay. Maybe a little, yeah, let's try like this. So what do? We go to paths. We take this little, with this button that we tested the other time, and it does this, right? Of course, it's too thin, so go back, Control Z, increase the size, try again. I think it's better, but I'm gonna try again with a bigger one. Exit. I think it's not so bad. But because it's on a different layer, I can either delete it or you can do this. I'm going to lock the pixels of that layer. So clicking this little icon. Now, brush. I'm gonna take like a black or dark green, and I'm going to paint on those areas where I want that fillet not to be facing directly the light source. So I don't know, I could darken this part as well. So I'm basically just playing around, making it more okay, so I leave it like that. Now next step, a new path, and we are going to select all the under part of the chair. Okay, so I actually have to keep going up here. Down. Okay, great. I'm almost there. I am going also to make sure that we are in the combine shapes. Do this, this. I left a little bit of space just because I want to communicate that those components are part of different. They are different components. Turn it on. Okay, turn it on. Now, I'm gonna look for a color that might look, I don't know, wood. what could be a good wood. Probably something kind of desaturated according to the paper. I'm gonna paint on I don't know what. Oh yes, I'm on the locked one. I do a little bit of this. I think it's too light, so Control U, hue and saturation shortcuts, and make it darker like that. For now, I leave it like this, and I'm going to make a new path and do the shadow. Turn it on, some feather. I'm gonna go below everything, take some black. Just add a little bit of shadow. Now I go back to my wood and it's time to make there are many ways, but I'll just try to take this part here, which is the one that is facing underneath. Just select this part, turn it on. So I left that little edge feather. Control U, reduce the lightness. So I've already achieved that little separation. That was actually my goal. The next step, I'm going to take each of these components and I'll just darken them up. This should have been included in the previous selection, but so Control U, I'm going to make it darker. Okay, I think I can take the brush and freehand I could sketch some lines that kind of remind me of this being wood. It's underneath the chair, so it's not going to be so visible, but just a little bit, it should make a difference. Even right here on the thickness. The next step, I'll take a little light brown and I'm going to sketch. I could use the path again. I'm just gonna do it freehand here. And of course, it could be here as well. The last thing, black line between the two components. Black line here, black line here, black line here. exit, go back, take brush black, make it small, test it. I think it's too thick. We're gonna start smaller. Make a new layer on top. There we go, click again. Maybe increase it a little bit. No, actually I'm gonna make one line super thin. Exit. Because it's in a different layer, I can take the eraser now and fix it here. Maybe too much. I think here it works. Maybe I can delete it here. Some lines are distracting. I have no idea where they went. There we go. Actually, it's always good to, before deleting those lines, I'm making a copy of it. I save it for later. And I'm going to now delete it. I think we have it. I can now take that line layer, make a copy, control, edit, transform, flip horizontal, smaller, double the layer, double the layer, double the layer again, button the image, make a folder on top of everything beside the background. So that's the content. Make a copy of that folder. Merge group. Now I can move it. And I'm going to fix the composition. I can always double the rendering. I think it works, and here I would be ready to look for an appropriate font. Put a little bit of description of this. And having, you know, some notes somewhere. I think we're good to go. One last thing that is easy to do, because the light is coming from here, I can always take the airbrush and lighten it up here. And do the exact opposite here. It's always a nice touch, something that it's appropriate to be done though, not to kill it. I already have the selection saved here, but I have moved it, so I wouldn't be able to get it back. It's always good to add a little bit of reflective light here, so I turn it on, a little bit of feather, and maybe take that brown, lighten it up, and add the same little yes, I was not, and add a little bit of reflective light here. It'll come out probably at the best, or maybe a different color, but for that it should really match the green. Probably the blue could work. And now I could maybe, you know, do a little bit of this. Little bit of reflective light, always nice, is a nice touch. I forgot to mention we should always sign our sketches